Hello and welcome back to episode 3 of my Space Engineers Survival Let's Play. The welding has been completed on the base almost entirely by the build and repair. And I'd noticed something afterward. The interior plates here, that repeating texture that's atrocious. So at some point as I'm moving things around and building things here, I need to change that out. I think it looks much better using the dust, which I want to use because it's just an outside on Mars. Looks a lot better with the normal light armor plating than it does with that. So I'm going to have to fix that. This is me trying to plan out where I'm going to be moving the windmills to, and I hope that this is actually far enough away for them to all be optimal. We will see. I first have to turn this on. I have enough stuff to weld up all of the columns there. I had just turned that off so it wasn't welding anything while I wasn't here. I'm also going to get rid of the 2 batteries over here because this is going to be all changing as I continue building on over here, and they were going to be in the way, so I put a couple in the floor here. I also changed the machine color because I couldn't figure out where else to work purple into, so purple dusty machines. My goals today are going to be getting a general purpose cargo ship up and running, something that I can and probably will add some drills to be able to eat ore rocks like the iron one that used to be here. A couple little scraps around still, it looks like, but I pretty much ate that entire rock so that all this could be welded up. I like how the border and everything is working here, and I've kept this to where I can walk through it. I do have a connector over here for being able to build ships on and let them charge up power, but it's not connected to anything else. It's just for power. Little build and repair, just going to town there. These I'm going to handle on my own. I'm going to put the 3 of them on different posts for the time being, so I can see if they are still optimal. I do have the columns are just as tall as these, so they're at the optimal height. Yay, word choices and tongue-tied. Okay. So let's go ahead and switch that to the dusty purple. And I will weld these up right away because otherwise it'll steal things that are meant for other things. Actually, you know what? Let's go in here to the build and repair and turn them off for a moment. That'll just be easier. They can't come over and put their components where they're not needed if they're not turned on. And this one's almost complete, so we'll put there. There, now I can turn it on. And I have some iron on me, I don't know why. And those are gonna belong somewhere. Let's just weld that up. And put these here. There we go. Because it did steal some of the components meant for these to throw into those. Alright, so are those wind turbines still at optimal? They are indeed. So These towers will be great. This entire little platform is just meant for building small grid vessels and launching them. I might land one here for just power purposes from time to time. The awning I'm going to put over everything here is going to have a landing pad on top of it for cargo ships. The Harpy is still there, the clanging gremlin. In between episodes, I also went ahead and made a faction for myself and accepted peace with any and all factions that will. So that should make things quite a bit more interesting. I'll have some friendly things coming by, as well as things from NCON and others that didn't have any peaceful intentions. Get these torn down. I've had them discharging for a while. I'm positive they're empty. All the power is over here, because I had those discharging and these on recharge, and then my refinery shut down, so I had to turn those back on. Alright, so let's see. Can I go ahead and put some more of these down? I know I'll have to build parts for them to go further. I want these up to 3 tall, so I want to get one of them done so we can have an example of it. Alt middle mouse click to just throw everything back in there. And how much iron do I have overall? Iron ingots, 18,000, 3.2, 147. So not much of anything in either of those. So it's the 18,000. I should have enough to get started. First, let's get what it can't build on the build planner. That is not empty. Now it is.
Energy low.
And that's the second plan for today, to get my AFK room actually completed, so that I have this problem less often, so I have a better med bay to jump into, for one. That would be great. Because recharging my power over here is taking forever. But there we go. Obviously none of it's in here, or they would have grabbed it. And now they'll get to work on that. And have these operational in no time. Let's see. I think the rotating light for the top of these. For a nice rotating blue light. I would say red, but we're on Mars. How well is red going to be visible at night? We'll go with blue or something brighter that can be seen, so that when flying around at night, I don't fly into these. And I'm reminded of this again. I still need to find a better shape for that. So I think my AFK room is going to be over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll have to move. Well, all of this is going to move, so that's fine. But yeah, I think over in this corner, because I want it to connect with the awning stuff that's going to be running, because that's where I'm going to be running connectors, is from the top of a refinery. There we go, those are done. Let's go ahead and see if I have any of the stuff for this. Go light again. Can't withdraw one motor. Oh, gimme. And let's just put one up here. Eventually night will fall, and that's probably when I'll figure out the coloration up here. But just some kind of nice warning light to keep me from flying right into them. And then also, I've just doubled my power by adding 3 more of those. So this one's fully recharged in 46 minutes, and this one in 1 hour. This one has slightly more in it because the build and repair got to it first. Speaking of build and repair, I need to get rid of these right now. Add that back on here. And I'm going to have to move this for the time being, and it will be moved again. Nothing has permanent homes yet. Let's see, I want to switch to dusty green because of that hole over here. Even though the repeating texture is ugly, it's even worse having one clean square in the middle of all of it. There we go. So these guys are still here, able to do their work. I need a small grid connector. Missing tubes and motors. The survival kit keeps snagging a lot of these jobs that it can do, and it's annoying me. That's why I don't like the survival kit. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch this to a purple clean base. Hit 7 again to make that a small connector, and just drop it on there. And like I said before, this actually works a lot easier on a planet than you would think. Come down here to lock. It is used for parking. And there we go, the very basics of our start here. I need holding control and clicking gives you 10 at a time, so 20 of each of those. Just so I've got the main things I need to start setting down various blocks. And then I can queue them up and let the build and repair actually build it for me. So let's see. I am going to need that on there, so I'll leave it. Take the rest of that off. I need cargo. I'm actually going to go for large cargo. Okay, so I've got one large port on the bottom, and there we go. That puts it forward and backward, which is what I want. Look at the bounding boxes and get that lined up again. Keep the chain going, both front and back. Yep, you just get right to work there, build and repair. So we'll have the middle section there. Because of the way I set the cargo, I have small connectors on both sides and on the top. So let's grab conveyors, small conveyors, and let's force me to add some shape to this right from the start by going 2 out, back to cargo containers. The medium cargo container has these small connectors on the side that should be lined up. Yeah, so let's do that forward and back on these. the middle section I'm going to use for batteries and such, I think. Turn the cross-hatching toward the inside on all of these. Alright, so that's actually already looking pretty nice. And we've got another storm rolling in. Let's go ahead and derail myself real quick because I wonder what kind of storm is coming in. That helps if I put that on the build planner. Oh, you build and repair system. Stop that. Grab what I can, put the rest into production again. Refinery, move that scrap over there. Okay, and let's just go ahead and put the LCD right here. Go into that. Content is script. Weather. So we've got a dust storm. That's going to slow down our wind production dramatically. Glad I've got the 2 batteries. So we've got that off of the build planner. Let's go ahead and get these. Okay, that's 7 items. And turn the build and repair back on because I turned them off because they were stealing my parts again. I need to build a button for that somewhere. Definitely. This is my first time using the mod and I'm learning a lot about it very quickly. Let's go ahead and take all these off. And then these are going to give me 15,000 liters of cargo apiece. Right now I still have my ×3 on. I actually wanted to fix that before this, but that's fine.
Energy low.
Still kind of need it to get the room going. Just get me to not dying for now. It does pretty quick work though. I definitely think for larger projects you definitely want more than one of the build and repair system. So it just moves as a small little cluster. Let's see, what else are we going to want? We're done with cargo, because I think that's all the cargo we're going to need. Definitely want some batteries in here. Let's go ahead and put those right on the tail end inside on all 4 of these. That should be enough battery power. Go ahead and go in here real quick actually. Battery. grab these 4 incomplete ones and switch those to recharge. That way it'll be using the station's power. I do like the shapes of my little platform here. It's coming out nicely. Except that right there. Ah. Okay, so it's got all of that completed now except for the batteries. And actually it appears to have some things to throw into the batteries. Steel plates. It had all the steel plates. Let's go ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that into production. Do I have more steel plates I can add? I do. So let's see, I want to put an O2H2 station on the back of this generator, rather. And I kind of want to do, yeah, I'm going to, a O2 tank on the front. You know what? No, not there. I can do a couple of them. That way I can even use this to move oxygen between base and outpost and vice versa once I set up the other base. Which is part of the reason for this ship. It'll help me carry the materials I need to the base. Get the batteries off. 1 and 2. Get those printing. Let's see, where should I put cockpit and control mechanisms? Let's see, if I put a full conveyor here. There we go, off to the sides like that. Then I can put one of several conveyors up top, or not conveyors, cockpits up top connected to that conveyor. And I can still have a connection on the front that'll pass through the large components carried by the large cargo containers. So this thing will be able to carry lots of ore and all of its cargo, and components like steel plates, large steel tubes, all of the larger components that can't pass through these, it can still carry and load and offload from 2 different locations. That will be very useful. Let's see. Cockpit. So the basic cockpit here does have a large connection on the bottom. This one doesn't. This one doesn't either, but it would sit there fine. And I would not mind that, and I can use the small connection. Well, I can use the small connections on the back of it to connect to this large cargo container behind it. And that would work fine. This one, which I have fallen in love with, has a large cargo connection on the bottom to connect to that. Which means it would be able to pull bottles all the way from the O2H2 generator in the back all the way into the cockpit. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the cab cockpit.
Energy low.
I just really like that thing. Let's get some more energy here. Look at my bottles. 30% on the hydrogen. That is not good. We're back to clear weather, which is nice. And I am noticing a problem with the outpost. It will never really be able to get that much use out of solar power. And that's because it is, about 1 p.m. in game. And the sun's way over there. I'm going to have very long nights at this outpost. So let's see. What are you missing over here? Displays, a motor, and bulletproof glass. Okay, it's back to work. Yeah, that's pretty nice. I am going to enjoy that. Let's see here. And then on the very front, I want another connector. And that's because looking at stations, I've noticed quite a few of them have a horizontal connector on the side of them, and that might be easier to get to in a lot of cases. Oh, I forgot about that. I found a couple of Saberoid plushies in a couple of different unknown signals, which I haven't been going to get this time. And I was about to fly off without having a bottle or any hydrogen. As hilarious as that would have been, it would not have been good for time's sake. So many ore rocks. Definitely going to put some drills on that for just eating ore rocks. What's in here? Gimme, gimme, gimme. And unfortunately, I think I have enough gold that I should be able to make a couple of large tier 1 atmospheric thrusters to be the main power lifting this thing. I'm flagged to a completely different marker because that's how you should do things. Yep. Recharge myself. And drop off all of that. All right. So that's the basic form done. All it needs now is armor if I decide to. I'm not sure yet. But definitely atmospheric thrusters. So I want tier 1. And the rest of the ones I'm using are going to be flats, which are here on that grouping. So let's see. Yeah, there's enough room for tier 1 there. And let's put those up just a little higher so I'm not burning my floor as much. I was trying to put some stuff in here. I think that should be enough, but part of me wants to do a couple small tier 1 thrusters just to make sure, and we'll tuck those in right next to the body And that should be good. Let's put everything in here that it can. So let's grab these two. There's already so much stuff in there because I was not clearing that. Whoops. Anyway, let's get rid of those two and then select 1, 2, 3, and 4. And put those in the build planner. Because it's stealing stuff to build those up anyway, so they as well. And let's go ahead and see, how much is that taking for gold? 30 out of 38. Yep, we've got just enough to build those. And I still have plenty of thrusters, or plenty of steel plates, so let's go ahead and put large flat thrusters here and here. I want to put drills on the front of these so I can eat boulders. I'm not sure though. I'll probably temporarily put drills right off the front here, but that's still going to get burned if I put braking thrust right there. So let's put a few of these up here. Back here and back here. I don't think this is going to equal as much rear thrust as I have, but it should work out pretty well. I do want one more of these large thrusters here. You're really gonna yell at me, no? Fine, whatever. Grab that. That's still putting some things in. And up here we've got our little tuckaways. Still have those back there. Which is fine. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right now I'm just trying to get this up and running. I am still, of course, missing a very key ingredient. There are no gyroscopes on this thing yet. And it could wind up needing a lot of gyroscopes. Well, of course, one of you had to come in wrong. Go the right way. Thank you. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. If that's not enough to turn this thing full, then it's not meant to fly. Yeah. That's my thinking on it. So let's go ahead and go with gyro. This is already down there. I meant to put it in here. Add components with shift control and middle mouse button, or clicking this is what I'm going to be doing, to add times 10, and then 2 more. So now if it'll just finish building this, I think it's about ready to take off. The batteries appear to be almost full too. One of them is full, the rest are getting there. And how are you doing on these? That is so many motors. I look at productions. We're short on nickel. Okay. Nickel trim. Drop all that in. Make sure I've got good hydrogen and energy. Only 51% in the bottle, but that should last me to get there and back. And I'm gonna go grab a nice big load of nickel. Over here at the Mars Surface Nickel Deposit. Well, I'm getting more used to the speed mod again, that's good. I was able to cruise to a nice speed right over the top of this. Let's hope I can do that with the ship I'm building. I'm kind of questioning my braking thrust or lack thereof. The flat atmospheric thrusters are not as efficient as the normal atmospheric thrusters. Where are we going? There we go, lazy outpost. Getting a call from someone who forgets that I do videos. Let's go ahead and drop the nickel in and that stone. And now it should be moving better on getting all that stuff. Go ahead and text him and see what he wants. Okay, so this one's got all of its motors. It's looking for metal grids. The assembler has a decent little bit of cobalt. It is struggling on the nickel, but can add more in there now finally. Plenty more cobalt. Alright, so now it has enough of everything. Let's see. So many motors needed for that. Well, this one's got all of its motors. It's just waiting on grids now. These are waiting on superconductors and grids. Yeah, it's coming along. It's getting its thrust. I'm not worried about the lift thrust at all, really. The tier 1s are going to be much better than the standard thrusters. More worried about these and how they're going to work. I could... Wait. Okay, that's it. Number 2. It was throwing me off for a minute. I could put some of these underslung back here next to it, and that would be fine. Overall, with adding hydrogen tanks, I could turn this into a hydrogen ship. Could definitely use the same layout and design to build something for carrying hydrogen. This ought to be a nice atmospheric truck to be able to find myself a new base location and maybe do some missions running cargo and stuff for the bases, which unfortunately the only one we know about for a station is the UDH-1, almost 50 kilometers out in space. So this one is definitely not going to be able to go there, but it'll allow me to explore around on the ground and perhaps find places here on Mars. Just because that's the only one it pointed us to does not mean it's the only one. I'm sure there's a station somewhere. And this thing should be capable of some pretty good long range. It has room to grow. I could stuff engines inside here and small hydrogen tanks across the rest of the top to be able to give it some hydrogen power, stop and break down ice to repower batteries. Can probably put solar panels on it again across the top. Or finally working on building this up. Oh, let me help. That's going to take a while. I could also, at this point, actually make my next tier of tools. I just haven't gotten around to it. How are you doing over here on this one? So far to go. And you're over here welding up these. Gotcha. Well, at least I've got enough stuff for the build and repair to do everything. My limiting point right now is it's a single refinery with, or a single assembler with no speed modules. And I think I'm going to wait until I have them in a more finalized position for that. You notice that this is left open and uncapped. It's because I'm going to go a little bit further this way. I'm also going to have whatever rig is over here mining this iron is going to be connected to this grid, though that might just be connected with a little 3-wide bridge and a catwalk on top of it, and then the rig over there. But I want to get 2 refineries over here with 3 yield, 1 speed module. I want the 1 assembler with 4 speed modules on it. And that should have this outpost pretty well set, as well as my room that I need to set up over here. Do I have any steel plate? A little bit. I know that there was extra because I threw some in. We'll go ahead and leave it as a purple primer for the time being. Start the room there. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is pretty much enough, just enough space for that. I don't have enough to finish that out. And then I'm going to have interior plates in here, so you're just looking at a little 2x2 area in the center here. That's weird. Maybe I should do this one 5? Yeah. I also don't want that building things up. So let me throw all this steel plate back in here so it's got it for its uses. One more metal grid. All of these are done. Are these using metal grids? Nope. So the only thing that needs metal grids are the thrusters. So where have you put your 1 metal grid for that? The industrial assembler is done. So this made 28 interior plates. It did not get all of the parts created. So let's go through and start getting on the build planner what it missed. So that's these. All right, so that's 5 things. I've got room for 3 more. So throw those in production. And starting
Energy
here.
low.
1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now make all the parts that you need and get on it. This is why I wanted to make sure everything else was welded up in between episodes, is because I expected it to be derpy, the build and repair, and it is pretty derpy. Very useful, but it just does what it wants to do. Okay, so I've got thrust almost fully online. Just these 3 here and that last braking thruster aside. The batteries all look nice here. Let's see. Yep, all fully recharged. I like that. And one of the first places I should take this is over to the ice. Speaking of, there. Much cleaner. Oh, got another one of those over there. And I've got time. So let's just swing on over there and get that. Leopard gloves. And 25 interior plates. This is a really tiny one. At least that makes it quick to grab. Okay, let's come all the way back over here. What's this one? More nickel. I've got plenty of nickel. Let's not get another splat death going here.
Fuel low.
Did I never grab my bottle back?
Fuel critical.
Oh no, it just ran out. Okay. That's fine. This is fine here. Let's see here. I also need an antenna and an ore detector. The space-only ore detector is quite glitchy on planets. You can kind of use it, not recommended. So, and it's also very expensive, even on small grid. 40 detector components, 400 steel plates. Yeah, I'll stick to the little one here. Because I can still get that pumped up to 600 meters. I just put in all the stuff for those, didn't I? Yeah, more or less. Most of it. I still hear the refinery going. I don't hear the assembler going. And I'm not seeing these things built up. Motor, motor, motor. And these need motors. No, these need metal grids. So I need 3 metal grids and 2 motors each. 3, 6, 8. So I need 16 motors. I'll just make 20. And I need 3 metal grids. Yeah, it has everything. Why are you not doing your job? And what's this missing? Another motor. Glad I made 20 of those. There we go. It should be soon completed. There's most of my gyroscopes. There we go. That's the rest of them. I need a steel plate. For right now, let's just put a connector up here in the purple dusty armor. Because we'll be able to drop things off now. Okay, so you put everything you can in there. Go ahead and finish the rest of it. And I can't think of a way to mount my little emotion buddies to be able to see things better. Whoops. Let's go to batteries again. Switch those to auto. Now I can release the parking. Oh my goodness. While empty, this is a lot of lift and a lot of turn. Yeah, the brake thrust is going to be a problem. And is anybody else noticing a problem that I just noticed? I put 0 side thrusters. So I'm just drifting sideways. So that's fun. Let's see if I can navigate this back in here to land while I'm drifting sideways the whole time. Remember, engineers, you need side thrusters. Oh, no, 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 no. Okay, let's just gently to the ground. Wait, do I fit here? I do fit there. I don't think this thing even needs much side thrust, but obviously it needs side thrust. Wait, did I just maneuver perfectly over this? I had until I messed up. I said something, and that was that. Lower. Oh. Catch the pendulum. Come on. Why did it not? See, now I'm just wrecking into things. Come on, catch. Yep. I've already messed up a rear thruster. I used that wall to halt my motion. It worked for a short time. Now can I scoot my butt onto here? No. Okay, so let's just leave it there. Atmo, I want just the little flat one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Let's just go get those. Was anybody hearing circus music that whole time, by the way? I absolutely was hearing circus music. Okay, let's move a little quicker. I've got to get these up because this poor shit. And then I still have to repair the damage done to it. Overzealous to want to get into my ship and fly away. So let's see, where do I want to put the side thrust? Now let's just cover these ports with it. Clean purple. One there, one there. I should be able to make these two. I don't need it to fly on its side, I just need it to be able to not drift. 20 of those components, so still working on it. But anyway, one here, here. So those might be enough to actually pull myself up. Those are all cleared off of there, so let's get stuff to fix that and that. But first, this on here. There. Now with a little bit of sideways momentum, I can just back it up for a moment, lock it down, and the build and repair should help me, I think. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, let's go ahead and put an additional one on the tail. I do a lot of drift style maneuvers that will help me to slow down there, I think. Okay, what's going on over here? Neither one of these are complete. I don't know why. Build the stuff, please. Production low on nickel, that's fine. Because we're not low on nickel. Okay, and like I said, I did notice that my braking thrust just wasn't good enough. So let's go with 2 of these. Whoops. Yeah, sitting back here, they should be perfectly safe and give me great braking thrust. So 1 there and 1 there. There we go. And let's put everything in that it knows how. Why is this just not giving me enough motors for anything? Oh crap. I'm gonna have to tear down a bunch of this stuff. That's all there is to it. In any case, this should be now fully repaired. No, this is. It's fixing this first. Do I have enough nickel and stuff? Yes and no. Ingot and assembler. Do I have any gold? No gold. Need to go get more gold. Drop that off, get it back. Oh, I turned off all those. So gold rock. Wait, I went out the right direction. Incon SS-19 Serenity X. It didn't look like I needed much gold, so let's just grab a good quick chunk of it. That's already getting down to the ground there. I think I've had enough of unknown signals for the time being. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was almost hilariously bad. Refinery. The gold up front. Okay, now you finished this side? Yes. And these are just waiting for superconductors. They're finished. Alright. Now let's try this again. How does it break? A wee bit faster than it accelerates. That's actually really good. Good. Let's go ahead and do... the side thrusters can't handle the momentum it can get up to. Let's go to info. We'll call this the SFO4 and leave it blank on name. Broadcast ship name. This is the SFO4. Labeling is very important. Especially if you're planning on having multiple grids that dock to a base and such things. SFO4. Alright, connector 1 is the ventral connector. Let's go SFO4 ventral. Connector 2 is SFO4 nose. Let's go Atmo instead, because some of these are engine, some of them are thruster. Say engine. So let's grab all of those. SFO4 thrusters. Now I just want to come back through and grab any of them that are backward. Control click to select specifically the ones you want. Alright, and that's going to be SFO4 brakes. Now we can go back to thrusters and just turn those off in the terminal. Don't need to see them. Gyroscopes. SFO4 gyros. Oh. Don't need those in the terminal at all now that we've got the group. Cargo. There are things you can do with labeling cargo, but for the most part you can just select it and hide it in the terminal. That's what I'm going to do for right now. O2H2, SFO4. Label the ore detector as well. Let's go ahead and crank that up to 600 and turn it off. Do that 1 and 2. For the most part, don't need to see those, so I'll just hide them in the terminal, and there we go. That's all of my basic stuff set up for the ship. Let's go ahead and land it for the time being, so it can fill up on some oxygen. At the same time, let's go ahead and grab groups. The battery power I like to put on 9, recharge on off. And I'm going to go ahead and hit those on recharge. Brakes I put up here on number 1, turn on and off. Thrusters on number 7, turn on and off. Gyros number 8, on and off. For all blocks, grab the antenna down to number 3 with an on and off, and the ore detector with an on and off. There we go. And like I said, I can build some drills off the side, and I think I want to go ahead and just add those. It won't help me for getting my ice, because that's going to be hand mining, but it'll help me for going and eating rocks and the rocks and boulders and such. So let's see, drills. Grab those. And let's go ahead and get 2 of them in production. That should be plenty for right now. And I have a little bit of steel plates so that I can get those mounted real quick. On the side, facing forward. There we go. And that should be welding them up now. These tanks are slowly filling with oxygen. I bet the O2H2 is actually not getting any. Do we have any ice anywhere? Only what's in here, so I'm gonna right click and move that and do 1000 for right now. So we've got both of them working on filling the tanks. It has decided to turn my ore detector back on again without turning it on. That's a weirdness that happens with this mod. Doesn't hurt anything, just weird. So there we go, we've got the 2 drills on there. Hit 9 to turn the batteries back on. I like to go ahead and put those in a group as well. And don't need to see them in the terminal. In the G menu, first instance of them is on number 4 from Block Tools, then number 5 off and on. So let's see, there was an iron boulder over here, which we kind of need a bit of iron. So I can use my powerful bottom thrusters to assist the sides, which is what I'm doing there. Let's go ahead and just hit 5 to turn those on. And see how this works eating this iron asteroid. Pretty sure it was iron. Yep. Oh, right, I don't need my little cargo buddies. You see the inventory line, the purple line coming up? That is my ship's inventory space. One of the mods I put in, I can't remember the name of it. I should put a mod list in the description, and I'll try to get around to that and remember that this time. But one of the mods gives me an overlay for that. And right above that, you can see the drills filling and then dumping. Okay, so there's that layer. The side thrust is not very powerful at all, so I probably should add a lot more. Welcome to Cracking Voice at 43 years of age. Thought that stuff stopped at 16. Anyway. Got almost half of the cargo hold. This is going to be a great test for how it flies while full. I can see that it's drifting downward a little bit each time I go forward. That's a little spooky. Get in here and get the rest of this layer out. Oh, got stuck. There we go. That is an almost completely full hull. To say that she accelerates sluggishly is an understatement. So yeah, the driving thrust of 3 large flats is not enough for what I've built for a cargo ship here. ahead and let off of that. Brakes on. Use my more powerful bottom thrusters for a hard brake. See, I think every direction should have a little bit of those tier ones. Not to mention the nice blue flame that they have. Is that lined up right? It looks like it is. Gentle. That was not gentle. Did that just break, or was it just throwing dust around? I hope it didn't break. So I'm at 83% charge. I left at 99. It's not terrible, but it's not great either. And for the time being, I do have that for a place to get all of my hydrogen, oxygen, and energy from. So let's see here, refinery. Large cargo. Oh wow. There is tons and tons of stone to cut through. And I'm sure the survival kit is grabbing some as well. Let's just force it to. And actually this feels like a very long video today already, and I still didn't get started on my AFK room. But at least I've got a nice ship put together, and maybe I can unload all of the large cargo here into my small cargo container. I doubt there's a lot of stuff here, and they're roughly the same size. Okay, refinery, do you have room for this? Some of it. You cut through the stone faster. Medium cargo. These are all full as well. Well, that one isn't. Let's get all this out of here. And then start moving over iron. There we go. You can show only inventories of the current ship. So we've got a little bit of stone in the cab cockpit and the connector on the nose. There we go. You can also hit hide empty and not see any of that. There we go. This is completely emptied. Our charge is at 97%. You can see that down on number 9. That's, again, one of the mods that puts that there. And let's pick a direction. How about we fly north? That's where the sun is. 987. Turn off brakes. Go ahead and turn on the ore detector just so we can see what's out there. And we've got 2 hours worth of power. Just flying like this. Let's go ahead and pump up the speed a little. Got iron, ice, and gold there. Ice here. Silicon rock. Actual silicon deposit. And magnesium. That's nice. And it's all just straight north of the outpost. I don't have to mark any of this. Just keep flying. Iron, nickel, cobalt. The holy trinity of space engineers. More magnesium. Okay, so there's plenty of magnesium on Mars. I'm drifting a little high here. Let's go back down. Also drifting a bit fast, but that's fine. I want to find a nice place to set up a base. Some place that speaks to me in some way. And certainly someplace that has the sun going overhead, so I have a normal length day and night. Parallax installation. Pretty sure Parallax and I are not friends. Let's see. Factions. I have the Strix Engineering Consortium. All the white ones I am peaceful with. Red I'm at war. Yellow I haven't discovered yet. Well, not necessarily at war, but definitely not on good speaking terms. Well, that's pretty nice over here. This bank using those nice powerful lower thrusters. So I've already flown 36 kilometers from the outpost. Obviously, the ship would not be able to make such a glorious trip while under a load, at least not that quickly. It's this little hole here. It's a nice crater up here in the top of this Olympus Mons. Yeah. This could be a great place, I think, to put a base. Silicon, ice, magnesium nearby. Gold, silver. On with brakes. There's also all the ice here. Why am I going up? Stop going up. You should not be going up. Maybe not necessarily up here, but dig into it and put a base. That would require building some kind of a machine to dig into it, though. But that would definitely be nice to have in the view of wherever I'm basing. And this nice open plains would be pretty nice. I could get the base spread out pretty large if I wanted to out here with these gentle rolling hills. And there's also the hills right over here. So we've got the alien planet visible over here. The sun does go overhead. So yeah, more or less straight north we have the Olympus Mons, and I think that's where I want to base at. What's this? Nice deep hole. Looks like there's actually a few of them out here. I'm starting to go up again. I don't want to go directly over that, I don't think. They already don't like me. Last thing I want to do is give them more reason to not like me. Security outpost. Looks like they've got a couple of outlying turrets, a tiny little base in the middle. Combat phase now active. So are they chasing me? Better not be chasing me. I don't think they're chasing me. So only 8 kilometers to go. And a beautiful dust storm that reminds me I have no lights on this thing. Let's go ahead and turn on the brakes because I know it's going to take a long time to slow down and stop. 3 kilometers away from the outpost. I'm overshooting it. There. Lead off all that speed. Lose some altitude here. Well, you know, even just the white there makes that pretty visible in this storm, so it's almost certainly work at night. Get a little bit better view here, back up some. Holding Alt, of course, pulls up what each of my hotbars does. That's the same mod that shows everything on the hotbar better, like by charging at 80% without being locked on. Whoops. Oh man, so many mistakes. But off to the north, we have Olympus Mons. Or at least this Mars-like planet's Olympus Mons-like mountain. So I think I want to be basing somewhere near there. This is dust storm, but definitely picking up speed a lot. How are my batteries doing? Dead. Did that thing suck up that much? It couldn't have. Interesting. How much power is this using? 20 watts when not doing anything, 12.2 kilowatts when it's doing things. Says it's missing 4 plates. Okay, well, I'll make your 4 plates. What are you going to do with them? Finish welding, should I see? Okay. Anyway, if you liked today's video, go ahead and hit the like button down below. If you want to see more of what I'm getting up to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Until next time, have a good one.